everything I knew, because even when I went to college, I already knew pretty much everything we needed to know for TV, thanks to TV Coach Co or Your Morning. It was basically like I got a gig with TSN from TV Coach Co back in the day when it was TV Coach Co. And I got to work in a dome truck for a basketball game. And by that, they had my name in the system already. So I had then learned from a friend at TV Coach Co back in the day, Bill Jakes, and he mentioned, you should go to Mohawk because it's the one place to get into TSN. And I was like, I'd really love to get there. So I went to Mohawk, and then, I was there for a few years and applied for an apprenticeship at TSN, an internship. And then they then messaged me back and they're like, hey, do you want to come here? We need a couple positions filled, start on CG. And then from there, I kind of started my career at TSN and CTV.
What do you do right now? What are some of your responsibilities and roles in TV production, TSN, and all the other affiliates you work with?
Well, it's a lot. I'm pretty specific in the job that I do. So I'm called an operations floater. They kind of made it into new names now, called a PAD and a PAF. So production automation director, production automation floater. It's kind of a double role thing I do. But basically you hop into any position in any control room for any show that they have at any time. So I can TD on the switcher, or I could go to graphics or audio, camera, playback, floor director, whatever you need, because they need someone to fill in spots. So we do a lot of longer shifts on like TSN Sports Center, for example. We're up for a few hours in a row, depending if there's a live event or something like that. So I would be a floater in that case, and everyone would be doing their job, and I'd go around and give 15-minute breaks in every single position. So I have to know how to do each spot.
I remember that about you, Mike, being a co-op student, a high school co-op student from Essex High School.
Yeah.
And if we can kind of go back and reminisce a little bit, if you want to talk about, can you remember some of your first we'll say your TV assignments? Back then it was Cogeco or Cogeco TV. We're all the same family. But can you remember some of the productions you worked on, who you worked on, any Spitfire hockey in there? Reminisce about some of the good old days, what you worked on.
Yeah, I started out doing county council, and I met Cliff there, and we started learning how to set up the cameras on the tripods, etc., how the fiber optic is sent back to the main station, and how our feeds were distributed, which was quite interesting to me at the time. And then from there, I got to do city council, which was a little bit bigger in Windsor. And then we started doing like Spitfires broadcasts. And from there, that was really cool because we started out at the barn back in the day, very old infrastructure, learning how everything was set up and how they mic'd up the ice rink and everything.
And when the ice started melting, remember this?
Yes, the ice started melting, and then we had a foggy day in there, every now and then trying to get the cameras to shoot through it. Those were fun times. I really enjoyed that. And then we worked up to the WFCU Center doing Spitfires there, a state-of-the-art facility. All the triacs we had run and everything was so cool. And then I got to do graphics there, which was that was the top of my career at TV Coach Co, because that's one of the top spots to get to. You have to, be on your prime to get those graphics out with proper spelling, as fast as we can. Me and Wayne would work left to right to get everything out there. So it was really cool. And then I remember one time at County Council, we had the air conditioning went out in the truck, and that's how I met Paul Tan. I was in the back trying to fix the air conditioner, and he's like, "Who's this guy?"
How old were you right then at that time, Mike? Being a young student.
I don't even know. I must have been 14, 15? Yeah.
And here you are being the engineer and learning and helping and troubleshooting.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's fabulous. Let's talk about Spitfire hockey. Did you work any of the Memorial Cups?
Yes, I did the Memorial Cup.
What did you do? Can you remember the energy being in a brand new building? How did that help you with your experience and your maturing? Yeah,
I was there for the first year of it, and I was actually kind of cool because after that I got a whole signed jersey of the team, which is really amazing for my birthday. But that was my dad kind of set that deal up with everybody, which was pretty amazing. But yes, we did that game there, and it was huge. We were kind of splitting it with Rogers at the time because they had some special rights for the Memorial Cup, but we did every other game around there, and it was intense. We had to get the graphics. I was a graphics graphics off at the time. So we had to get all the graphics out as soon as we could to the top notch of our abilities. We had to figure out all the stats of the players on the fly and keep them updated so that everyone could watch the games. But it was just a more heightened version of what we normally do throughout the year. And it was really fun just because of how many people were watching it and that we were starting to get exposure on TSN at the time. So they were picking up our broadcast, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed it, being able to have that opportunity.
And you were a young co-op student, like we mentioned, from Essex High School. But how did that help you with your confidence? How did that help you make the next step, move into the Big Smoke Toronto?
Since I was a volunteer already before I did the co-op, it was kind of nice because I had an establishment with the team. I understood who everyone was. So I was comfortable going into that. And then from there, I was able to take on bigger roles. And because I was able to take on those roles and learn extra positions, I was able to then go into the college, knowing exactly what to do. I could direct things. I could do audio, camera, playback, and it was just nice to already have that ability to have learned all those positions going in, where a lot of people in college didn't know them at all yet. They were going there to learn them from scratch. So I had a huge head start on that, and I was able to help a lot of the students throughout the classes and show them how to get to where they wanted to get to.